Hope you're all doing well. I'm having for whatever reason, the last few days, Helldivers 2 has not been quitting properly. It's really annoying. You have to like stop it from Steam, and it just like hangs out and makes my my laptop's fans go crazy bonkers and whatnot. It's very strange. But anyway, that aside, some of the contents of the game in this collection are presented as initially released to preserve something. I hope that means that they kept any jokes that didn't age well. I assume that's what it means. Probably. Oof. Okay. Anywho, you know what I totally forgot the other day when I streamed Fashion Dreamer? Is that game is obnoxiously loud. So that VOD, you can hear me, but the game is definitely overwhelming. Anywho's. Time to have our second day in court here, and hopefully everything will go well. We'll see. Hopefully. April 19th. Oh, that's only 4 days away. 9:30 a.m. District Court. Courtroom 2? Number 4. All right, 2's blown up, right? All rise for the Honorable Judge Baldy. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Jesse Pritt. I don't know how to speak French, I'm sorry. As chipper as ever, I see. In French, no less. And the prosecution? Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There'll be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackquill. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. You probably realized how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game of Simon Says. Yeah, His Honor has to fight to defend his honor today. Your boldness. It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? Objection! Yeah, I would agree with that objection. I don't think he has thought about that. Welcome, Rockmeister. I don't know if I'd say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you've been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. The one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court. Now, at long last, they're within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception, just this once. Here we go again. Yep, Aura Blackwell's mind games. I'm still not over the fact that they have a literal criminal as a prosecutor. And, like, this is just okay. It's... like, you know, you hear about prisoners getting jobs, but, like, you never think of it as being, like, a job in a courtroom. You think of them, like, you know, going and helping out up at the soup kitchen, or, like, doing construction on the highway, or picking up trash or something. You know, like, those are the kind of things you think of when you think of, like, semi-forced labor upon prisoners. Not this. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that the victim, Alderman Rex Cuby, was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Cuby's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light, and the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and the victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party, But further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time. Oh, one more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks. Weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh. Yes, of course. I had suspected as much. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. There you go. The true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinx.
Objection!
The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. You care for some witness testimony then? Sure, I'm ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tengu farce. Witness testimony. Nobody meets Filch and that creep Bell. Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? There he is. Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today.
Being known for my hasty retreats since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine.
Indeed. You managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip.
Like those amateurs could ever nab me. You.
Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place.
No, please. I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running.
Your statement. Now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Blackhead, sir. He may beat a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell.
Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime.
Timotara's really that little maid gal, ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Timotara I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little runt had a big old staff. I seen it when she came to the foyer. Betcha she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. Shouldn't have used to wallop me on the account of my fierce reputation, I just know it.
Wait, how do you know that there are stabs in the Forbidden Chamber? How do you know that? How do you know that? So, Tenma was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along?
You betcha. Besides, all the rest in the manor were way taller than her.
Feigning height is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Tematara impersonator was walking on their knees?
We're no knee walking. I see it myself.
Then perhaps that yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are not but tricks. Either the mind or the cheap parlor variety. So, you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost, literally. The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are, no doubt, partially to blame. And the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Alright, so I feel like that one bit about, the thing that I called out the first time that I already forgot. That seemed the most suspicious to me. But we'll press on everything as per usual. Mr. Filch, you and Mr. LaBelle mentioned something about a practice yesterday. Do you know how this so-called lesson was about what you're supposed to say in court?
You got it all wrong.
Then could you tell the court exactly what sort of lesson it was?
Oh, it was, what was it again? Yeah, now I remember. Math, numbers and stuff.
It's completely under Black Girl's control, too.
Anyway, that Temotaro was that little maid gal, so what's the difference?
Hold it!
Oh, it was the staffs, that's what I was thinking. I take it you had a good look at how tall the Temotaro impersonator was?
You betcha. I got a habit of sizing people up. I can even give you a primer on how to pull it off.
All under the table, Nat.
I got a knack for figuring out where people's pockets are and how much money they have.
I thought it good before I relieved them of their valuables. He just admitted to being a pickpocket right here in court.
Does the witness hold that this Temotaro entered the foyer?
Damn right I do.
Yeah, was that caught on camera? Yeah, see, this is the part. I don't think he... Or it's the next one where he says she must have got it from that one place, because no one's been in there but LaBelle and I. Like, we went in there during the investigation. But, well, you're not going to brush it all off by claiming the part was short.
You must have hit a rotten nerve because you hit that doll yourself.
Look who's talking, mister. I've got to stand on a box just to testify. Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say the Temotaro you saw had a staff?
Cross my heart, hope to die. I know, because it wouldn't jingle jaggle.
And where do you suppose that staff came from?
Yeah, the staff, you say? Well, bet you she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene.
Hold it!
I suppose you mean to say that Jinxie Tema entered the Forbidden Chamber to get one.
Well, I ain't never seen a staff like that in the manor. So it had to be the Forbidden Chamber.
Oh, really? The stench of LaBelle is thick in the air today. Jinxie entered the Forbidden Chamber after the incident. Then she took the staff and tried to cover her actions by pretending to be Temotaro. I guess that's what Phillips is trying to say. Could Jinxie have even entered the Forbidden Chamber if she wanted to?
There is one thing I was wondering about. Why did that yokai have a staff in the first place?
Well, got my hunches about that. She was gonna use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it.
Wallop you? And why would the so-called yokai want to do that?
That little Maygo never did like me. She always hides it when I come around or sticks those weird papers on my noggin.
She probably thinks of the dreaded Tanuki monster of Cutie Manor or something. We need to prove that Jinxie isn't Temotaro. No idea how we're going to do that. All we have to do is prove that it was impossible for Jinxie to turn into Temotaro. And that might be easier than you think.
Really?
Now's our chance. Chance to expose the real Temotaro for all to see. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's the fourth one. Because this is the thing that he really shouldn't know. So it reeks of LaBelle, like, rehearsing his statements with him and that kind of thing. The question is what evidence to use. That's not it. So, I mean, there's the hand cream, but I don't think it's the hand cream yet. It could be... I wonder if we need to present the fact that he doesn't normally have a staff. I wonder if this is it, though, because, like, he normally doesn't have a staff, and so the only people who know that he would have a staff are the people who have been in the Forbidden Chamber. So, like, the fact that he's talking about that is weird. I mean, I guess we talked about it in court yesterday, too? I'm gonna try it, at the very least.
Objection!
No, my health bar is up there, so I don't think so. The judge is about to get mad at me. I object to you on personal grounds. The sole contradiction lies in what your faulty logic dreamt of just now.
Objection overruled. The defense will think twice before making such erroneous statements.
Okay. I will think twice by saving and loading once. Okay. So, what do we do? Is there anything from the Forbidden Chamber? Forbidden Chamber key. The key that the mayor took from the killer and swallowed. There's only one of its kind. Maybe it's this. Like, she couldn't have had... She couldn't have took it from the chamber because the key was inside the mayor's mouth.
Objection!
Right? It would seem that Temotaro was, in fact, not this innocent little girl.
Huh? How do you figure that?
You claim the Temotaro you saw had one of those staffs from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would have been impossible for Miss Temma to get a hold of one.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice?
The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber.
What's this?
Sorry, wrong voice. This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Temma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Temotaro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Temma. I don't like this line of reasoning though, because it's going to make it a lot harder to say that somehow LaBelle was in there. Like, we know he was because he left his thing there, but still. How are we going to argue that somehow LaBelle got inside the chamber beforehand?
Then who does the defense believe was impersonating Temotaro?
Our Temotaro impersonator is none other than Mayor Temma's
Objection!
aide. Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he's the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can.
Very well. Let's see where the defense is going with all this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Temotaro impersonator.
Well, it's gotta be this, right?
Take that!
We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber, and we know that whoever was Temotaro took one of the stabs out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for.
But Mr. Justice, how would you propose to identify the hand cream's owner?
I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to.
Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results.
No need for that, Your Baldness. We are the prints of everyone at the manor that day. You cold, Prosecutor Blackwell? Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command.
Very well then. I guess we'll just wait right here.
It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete.
What do the results show?
What in the world? They're Florent LaBelle's prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not gonna like this, am I?
Oh, don't tell me. They're Temotaro's prints.
Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to... Phineas Filch.
Objection!
Wait, what? What? Then Mr. LaBelle was the one who entered the
Objection!
Why, you tricksy little tanuki. Explain yourself now.
Sure. That prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. LaBelle after all.
So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Yeah.
Fool of a tanuki.
Order. Order. Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean?
Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber. Wait a second. Does this mean that Timataro holding that staff was Phineas Filch?
Yeah, another cat out of the bag.
Mr. Filch is Tenmataro.
Well, I did not expect this. I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer?
The witness will explain himself this instant.
Begging your pardon,
Pardon your honorship.
but I was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me, he wanted me to be like Timataro in the village exorcism ritual.
Oh, you mean the event of the Ninetales Veil Festival? So that was you inside the Timataro costume?
Yeah, and after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers.
So you didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match.
And that's when I looked at the Timataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me when I'm wearing it. And because of them superstitions about what I do, the villagers won't say a word.
In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible.
Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place?
Because of the treasure there. Thought that was my big chance to sneak on in and nab it.
Treasure?
Only that's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's amazing treasure in there.
Why not knowing his grandfather already told it? Yes, that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson. Wait. How exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber door. You couldn't possibly have gotten in.
Well, I cut through the air vent in the foyer. The vent's left of the alderman's picture. Well, I made a nice little hole. Used that to get in the air duct that leads to the Forbidden Chamber, I did.
You what?
But how's that even possible?
Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how he got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent?
So Tenmataro is nothing more than a cat burglar.
Really?
Or rather, a tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer?
I got out of that costume right quick. Would have just caused trouble at that point.
And where's that costume now?
Heck if I know. It ain't my fault if you never find it.
The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor? No way! But maybe, just maybe.
The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice.
Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here? I think we just need to present the newspaper, but just in case. Get rid of the costume here. Just hold on, double check one. Yeah, that's the only one that makes sense, right? Oh. Where did Filch discard the costume? What do you mean? What? No, wrong button. I don't. What? What do you mean? Here. What if it was tossed outside the manor? I have no idea. This is a very weird question to pose to us. The air vent? I mean, no one looked at the air vent at all, so... Yeah, see, he's saying that, so I don't understand. Like, none of this makes sense. Oh, they want me to point to a window, probably? Right? That must be what they're talking about. So, they talk about this open window, maybe?
Take that!
Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why I didn't turn up inside the manor.
You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that?
I could think of a few reasons.
Any bright ideas, Apollo?
Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, the next question would be, what happened to it after that? If I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I've just the evidence for you.
You do?
This evidence proves you got rid of the Tematara costume through the window. This is a special edition paper.
Yeah, dance. Temataro flying through the sky?
And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window?
It's quite simple. That's not Temataro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out.
Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are you?
There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, and the manor's pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Temataro really was a flight of fancy.
Oh, ah.
No.
Oh, my. So there really was never a yokai.
No, I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume?
This more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting.
Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell?
None whatsoever. I'll deal with that Trixie Tanuki after I've dealt with this case.
Oh,
We did it.
good going.
Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle
Objection!
sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Probably the same way he got in, through the chamber's air vent. And what are the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air.
Objection!
But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. Right? Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Sprung right open. Who was on the other side?
Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare.
Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers while emerging from the dark.
Oh, Judge. Oh, Judge.
That's when I snatched that staff and made my daring escape. And that little maid gal spotted me as I hightailed down the hall.
That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered. But wait. We still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
All right, he's kind of British, right? He goes, objection. Well, you little Tanuki, when the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused pass out there?
Nope. Only one there was the alderman and he was dead as a doornail.
If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to? this is going.
Oh, don't tell me.
Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused, Damien Tenma.
Hold it!
Tina's got this. Wait a sec. That'd be somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there.
Really? And who might that be?
Oh, well, that would be.
Objection!
Seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just, testing your attention to details.
Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. The proven fact.
Alright. Guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here. Yeah? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard were no longer holding any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber. By virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up. Not that insufferable.
Very well. The court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up?
LaBelle's? Wait, shit, did I just load? I did not just... Fucking goddamn drift. Okay, wait. Oh boy, sorry about this.
Hold it!
We just have to quickly click through this again. King. Black Hole is a character. Okay, come on. Come on.
Objection!
Why is there no, like, super duper fast forward button, you know? Happy Monday. You had a busy day? What'd you do? I had the opposite of a busy day. I had a wake up thinking about work and having my brain completely, like, stressed and feeling like molasses day. And then I went back to sleep and took a nap and didn't work and called out sick instead so that I could, like, stick my head under a pillow while I wanted my head to stop.
Hold it!
So I did, like, catch up on
Objection!
vlogs from Brian Sosa's playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So, you know, I suppose that's a plus, I guess. I also watched a bunch of anime. Well, not a bunch, like 3 episodes. I watched the second episode of the Misfit Behind season 2.5. Here we go. All right. Records. Save. 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 Thank you. I don't want to load. And I caught up on the second episode of Mushoku Tensei as well. And also of Oi Tonbo, which is like golfing anime. Alright, here we go. Now we're back. Whose alibi doesn't add up anymore? Where is the ugly guy? There you are. He was supposedly in the foyer with Filch at the time of the murder.
Take that!
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime?
True, but in his alibi he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Crazy. That's a paragraph. Went to bed 3, woke up at 7:31. Get ready, go to your dental surgeon. So, second. McDonald's for breakfast. Hell yeah. Then the Coles, then the Lowe's, then Sunday Charlie, then Goodwill, then different Sunday Charlie, then home. That is a lot of back and forth between various places. That is a busy day. Well, and all with the Novocaine mouth for a little bit, probably, I assume. So, at least you got McDonald's for breakfast, though. What'd you get? Did you get a? They're not like McMuffins. What are they? Like the McGriddles? They still do McGriddles? There's like a specific like sausage, egg, cheesy type sandwich thing you get at McDonald's. It's pretty good if I remember right. It's just a consolation. Okay, well then that's good. Oh, sweet, you got the McGriddle. Very nice. I haven't had fast food breakfast food in quite a while. But I think the last one I had was probably from Wendy's because they do the breakfast Baconators. And Wendy's potatoes are really good in the morning. Like they give you like the home fry style French fries instead, and those are actually really tasty. Although I will say that as far as hash browns go, I do prefer McDonald's. They do a good little crispy hash brown. And you got one there. Florent LeBeau's alibi. Florent LeBeau's alibi is one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch?
I reckon there ain't no keeping that cow in the back either. Well, it was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he buttoned his lip about me breaking the forbidden chamber. In return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibis.
Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know.
Aw. Mercy, your honorship. Mercy. Whoa!
Oh, nice. So you went between like 5 different places after that with a full bladder. Impressive and dangerous choice, sir. I hope they had open bathrooms for you. I also asserted that the person who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LeBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication.
I see. We'll take a 20-minute recess, after which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself.
Yes! I'm gonna drive that slippery snake onto the stand.
In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations.
Why would it be an issue? Having 2 full large sodas with no ice? I mean, it wouldn't be an issue. It just means that it sounds like you probably have to stop to go to the bathroom a few times. That's all.
We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court.
Yeah.
Hey, why the long face?
I can't help but feel like I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackquill's... What did I just say? Prosecutor Blackquill's bound to mount a counterattack.
You really are a worrier, aren't you? It'll be fine.
That mysterious figure who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LeBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though.
At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle's up next, so chin up, Apollo.
Otto, I assume that you'd have to go at least once, unless you're just like sweating it all out or something. It's like when you get like a super duper large soda at a movie, and then the movie is like 3 hours long. So then like 2.5 hours in, you're like, oh, I need to go find a bathroom. You had to like wait for the right moment to go leave. Oh good, the Joker's here. He's turned his head green this time.
Court is back in session. Our next witness is...
Yeah, I'm acting on behalf of the man in this very important matter.
It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment.
Surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent Lebel, personal aide to Mayor Tenma. Or should I say, the accused. The poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Your baldness?
Ah, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand.
I think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not. So may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection!
I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed?
Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air.
Fine. The truth is, I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry! You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime? Peasant. How dare you accuse me? One of the beautiful people of Dean. Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence!
Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Be gone, you cowardly heart! The battlefield hath no place for ye! No. He's unfortunately a prosecutor. He's also an inmate, but for whatever fucking reason, he's allowed to be a prosecutor. Because Ace Attorney logic. So much for sturdier shackles. Yeah. Oh, LaBelle. Yeah, no, LaBelle's definitely the killer. Those chains hindered my voice that had... Sorry, not voice, vow. Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day. This is keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know of what I speak. Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackwood in the recess, I rushed right over to the Fox Chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream. What? Then, drum roll please, I saw Mayor Tenma opening the Forbidden Chamber doors. But there you have it. The mysterious man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch, who was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman. That's right. The mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there.
Confessed.
He's a very important crazy thing. Oh, this is Ace Attorney court logic. Real world rules don't apply.
Order in the court. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands.
Yes, so quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact in the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you. No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess.
What? But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess?
It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess.
That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution's.
This is the bell. Yes, I called earlier with the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's Conviction Gala. A splendid time is scheduled for all but the mayor's defense.
Well, as it seems our witness is a very busy man, let's get right to his testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime.
He probably saw his own reflection. Because he can't stop staring at himself. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Why were you hiding if you were called? Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone. That's where Jinxie was. That doesn't add up. That don't add up, dude. Because where's Jinxie's testimony? After leaving the scene and calling the police, they passed each other at a bend in the hall as they made for the foyer. She couldn't call for help because there was no one else in the hall.
I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime.
Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter.
You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court.
Oh, once again, sorry. It's just, I feared being accused if I mentioned coming upon that most unpleasant scene. Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty. As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there's a time to fight and a time to yield. A time to live and a time to die. It's laying on real thick now.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Joker ass motherfucker. He changes his hair every scene. The fact that he looks like the Joker right now is decently funny, I think. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I already know, like, the Jinxie's statement.
Hold it!
Everything he just said, but let's press. Let's get more info just in case there's something unique and interesting here. You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that? Peasant. You wouldn't dare ask such a question if you truly understood. True beauty is never wrong. It's not? No. Beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong. I'm not following. These exquisite ears like flowers of bloom. These eyes that shine like pearls. This hair like the finest silk. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold. Right.
The witness will hurry up and explain this truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tenma do upon hearing this confession?
Hold it!
How did Miss Tenma appear to you? Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken, all teary-eyed and whatnot. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that. He actually sympathized with Jinxie. It was like an overly human emotion for him. Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far, in looks and in character. The next thing I did was check my face in the mirror. What did I say? What did I say 5 minutes ago? Not even. Checked her face. Why? To behold the beauty that is my sadness. Why else? Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity. Oh, Athena. I know the feeling, but hang in there. At least keep faith in our client.
Let's keep this moving, shall we? See what happened next.
Hold it!
It would make sense for the mayor to open the door, possibly. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but considering that he's the one who swallowed the key, he would have had to have the key. So, he opened a forbidden chamber. But why would he do that? Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon from the tower.
Objection!
The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath. Hello, the bell speaking. Yes, I was certainly explored, madam. Toodles. Now, where were we again? You are going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the forbidden chamber. Oh, yes, of course. Hello, this is the bell. Good one, sir. You're an absolute riot. Okay, bye. You were saying? Never mind. It's a waste of time. You're still telling more lies.
The witness will focus on his testimony, not his phone calls. Now tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the forbidden chamber.
Well, after that...
Hold it!
What was Mr. Filch like at the time? He was shouting, I can't see, I can't see. It's the curse of Tembataru. Then he took off running like a madman. He must have been blinded by the sudden light flooding in. Wrong. What? He set eyes upon me, and was thus blinded by my radiant beauty. So, it was the curse of Flaunt LaBelle rather than Tembataru? Yes, I'm afraid such beauty can be a curse. It's almost criminal. The only criminal here is your ceaseless jabbering. Now get on with your testimony. Oh, forgive me, your darkness. Let's see. But yes, I fled for dear life from Tembataru and, yeah, see, this is the one that we're gonna contradict, I'm pretty damn sure.
Hold it!
But we'll press. So after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Tembataru ran out towards the foyer? Precisely. Noticing any inconsistencies, Apollo? Well, Jinxie also saw Tembataru, right? She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police. Well, if LaBelle had fled down the hall where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call. Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would definitely ask for him for help. Right. Just doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna review the evidence. If we don't find some way to poke a hole in his testimony, Mayor Temma is as good as guilty. This is bad. Very bad. We need to find an inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict. Or we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. It's a very easy flaw to find, just saying. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, save. Alright, where's Jinxie's testimony? Eat shit, LaBelle. Florent LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. Oh, what on earth do you mean?
Yes. Care to fill in the rest of us, Mr. Justice?
If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down to the hall with the phone in, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. What's this? After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then after making her call, she went back to the main hallway. Whereupon she encountered the demon, yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tembataru costume. The encounter happened right here, where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai impersonator.
Why, yes, the two would have crossed paths.
Right. Except Miss Temma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Temma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there.
Ah, my eyes. My beautiful eyes.
Not such a bad descent now, is it?
But, Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. He was lying about hearing the confession from the hall. And where was he when he heard it?
Inside the Fox Chamber. Where else?
But isn't that within the very crime scene?
It is, Your Honor. And that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time.
What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
Silence!
Foolish fop. A true man knows when he's beaten. The shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with the sword of truth bared. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side. You are mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Dude.
What just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him.
You heard the man's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy?
Why is Blackwell a samurai pirate? Well, he's a prisoner who was arrested for something, but also apparently he's such a good prosecutor and master of analytical psychology that he bullshits his way via the power of suggestion into being a prosecutor when they need him. So he literally gets taken out of prison and like does prosecution work and then goes back to prison. It's really stupid. Also, for some reason, he's obsessed with samurai stuff. I don't know. I also like the bird is because of his name, Blackquill, and the feather in his mouth. The other side is black. I don't know. He's very strange. I think he's the strangest prosecutor that. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say he's the strangest prosecutor in all of the Ace Attorneys so far. Cause like, Ouchie's one thing, and Winston Payne is another thing, and Winston's brother, whatever his name was in the last case, also they're perfectly fine prosecutors, nothing too crazy. Edgeworth is fine. Von Karma is fine, as is. Oh god, why am I forgetting literally my favorite prosecutor? What's his name? The Pray Forgive Me guy. It's like a royal name. Because he's a noble. Van Zieks. Van Zieks is a good prosecutor. But no, I don't understand this guy being a prosecutor. I mean, like, the rock star from the last game? Sure. Fine. Rock star prosecutor. Cool. This, no. Just, like, it makes no sense to me that there is a literal criminal as a prosecutor. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy? For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki, without either of them noticing, you were right there in the Fox Chamber. I don't know what crime he did. I think he killed someone. I think. They haven't really elaborated on it yet. Oh my. So that's how it's going to be. Fine. I'll come clean then. Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox Chamber? I do. I did enter the room after the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I used to protect myself. You'd better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that. It's a boxer playing at you. That's good. Happy dog friends.
The witness is skating on thin ice. I remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Let's hear your testimony again. This time without your perfume of lies. In the fox chamber. I did enter the fox chamber after the matter, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there up close was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the scenes. Wait, but then how did you hear this supposed confession? From behind the screen. Why, yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there. Just so. He could see everything without being spotted by the victim without Tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events, rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel.
Apollo, you think he's telling the truth?
Well, he was in the fox chamber, so at least that much must be true. The defense may now cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness. That sure is a way to describe a judge. Okay, I'm not entirely sure about this one. I think it's probably going to be the after the murder part, right? Maybe? I don't know. Let's see.
Hold it!
Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Why? Because I was worried sick. Mayor Tenma's suit. It what? It was designed personally by me. I was worried my work of art might get blood on it. This man clearly has his priorities in order. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? And where was I? Oh, yes, so I entered the fox chamber almost without thinking. Yes, because UT doesn't think, right? I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I feel like it's gonna be this, but I don't know. Kind of need to press on everything. Why didn't you enter right away? And ruin my designer shoes. Your shoes? Here now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear. It sends chills down my spine. That's why it has.
Objection!
That's terrible. A man was dying and another injured, and you're worried about your shoes?
Silence!
I remind you, this is a court of law. We're not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and the like for such trivial purposes. Now, you listen to me, you deceptive dud. Get to the point to be quick about it. Yes, well, I was then the fox chamber, but... Let the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen then.
Hold it!
Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself? Oh, why? So you do understand. I do. By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which, for the sake of the universe, is something I should never, ever do. That's what you were thinking, right? Sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around the witness stand. We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony, now! The god in the murder scene.
Hold it!
Give me more details. What did you see so I can contradict you? Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I'd like to ask you about is the feathers and tracks, the forbidden chamber, or the murder weapon. What are the feathers and tracks? What do you remember of the yokai feathers and tracks? They resulted when Tematara exited the forbidden chamber. He came out in quite a rush, scouting feathers this way and that. Did you immediately know it was Mr. Filch? I did. And that's why I suggested we cook up our alibis together. And how did those practice sessions go? They were nearly the death of me. Yoshi has to be the worst student ever. He really doesn't think he's done anything wrong, does he? Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? No. I mean, like, it's weird that he figured it was filch right away because he would have been wearing, you know, the entire costume and everything. But I really don't know. I kind of want to hear the other pieces. It's probably not particularly important. No, Your Honor. The witness may proceed. All right, then. I would just like to add that it was a terribly grisly scene as I have described. Okay, I'm going to press on this one, and then after it does the loop text, we'll press on the fourth one again. Maybe we'll try another option. The mayor had been knocked out by a blow to the head. Could he really have opened the forbidden chamber in that state? Well, it did seem difficult. You were so weary, and somebody else opened it. It was such a heroic effort that I nearly started to cheer him on despite myself. The mayor needed medical attention more than cheer. Do you think he's telling the truth about being there in that room? I believe he was there. The question is, when did he enter? You mean, did he enter after Jinx fled? Or was he there before the murder? If it's the latter, that would change everything. Right. If he was there before the murder, that would make him a suspect. But how do we go about proving that? Well, I guess we ask him what happened there. Anyway, let's press him and see what kind of info we can start from there. Let's cross our fingers that he says it reveals something incriminating.
Hold it!
Alright. Skip. I'll just go down the list. It's probably the murder weapon that I described. Can you describe the forbidden chamber at the time? It was shut tight until the mayor opened it. He's really trying to stress that the mayor opened the forbidden chamber. Big liar! He opened it himself! Looks like Kill LaBelle will be toast. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? No, Your Honor. The witness may proceed to being pressed again on the same statement.
Hold it!
Could you describe the state of the weapons that have been used at the scene? The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Cuby. Then there was that statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor. Alright, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Why exactly did he find the statue inspiring? Oh, well, when I saw that statue, I thought as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village. An inspiring symbol of goodwill. There it is. There it is. That gets him. Broken statue next to a bloody corpse real inspiring. It was important. Yes. Yes. It is very important. That's how we get him. I believe that to be extremely important. I request that be added to the testimony. Okay. See, the whole fact that thing was a token of goodwill is only known to people who would have seen the statue before it was broken. I'll press it just to see what kind of dialogue exists, I guess. A token of goodwill? Are you referring to the Fox and Demon statue? Yes. The statue the Alderman allegedly used to strike back at Mayor Tenma. The mayor trampled down municipal goodwill only to be clobbered by its symbol. It's quite ironic, don't you think? Imagine that symbol of goodwill was transformed into a symbol of conflict.
go. Jinxie is now the only person who knows what the original looked like. Because it was wrapped in a large cloth.
Objection!
Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle. What possibly could you mean? You said the statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct? It is indeed. But what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill, as if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Something the matter. So, how did you really know that the statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What? Justice Dono. Explain yourself, and make it quick. This statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? What do you mean, where? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form, right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken. How dare you?
Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime?
Yes. Yes, I am. Florent LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Cuby. Where's our eyeball?
Order! Order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything else to say in your defense?
How could you possibly accuse me? The embodiment of beauty.
Here you go, Apollo. This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico.
We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it.
Hey,
Silence!
Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock possibly.
Objection!
What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. I just proved that he was in the fox chamber while it was still locked. Tight.
Silence!
So slow. Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. There you go.
yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Kiwi told me about it. But what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Objection!
Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence!
Moreover, it was already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has? Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scam statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the fox chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else. Oh, dang it. The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent yesterday's court session. Thus, Florent LaBelle could not possibly have been in that locked room. Okay, but he could have been behind the screen. We established that. I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle? Proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. And outright, your baldness.
It does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already...
Objection! Silence!
You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in the charade is over, Justice Dono. Welcome back. all of this. This trial would last an eternity if you crossed the blade with these simpletons. It's high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. It is time to declare a verdict. Computer froze for past minutes. What do you miss? Quite a bit, I suppose. We made LaBelle very sweaty. He got a splash in his face again. But we argued that LaBelle was inside of the chamber and witnessed the crime because he knows what this statue looks like before it was broken, which he shouldn't have unless he saw it happen. But then the prosecutor just said, then how come Jinxie didn't see him when she came on to the scene of the crime? So this court finds the defendant Damien Tenma. Hold it, motherfucker.
It would seem that my time is at hand.
Mayor Tenma?
Counselor, there's a matter to which I must testify. I recall it now only for your good graces.
Counselor? Oh, right. He must be me. Has he finally known what happened for that blow to his head? Bailiff, don't just stand there. Seize him.
It's no good. I can't restrain him.
Know me in despair, for I am Tenma Taro, demon lord of the yokai.
Oh, he's pretending to be listening.
Mr. Justice, do something.
I'm responsible for the court security.
Oh, this is our chance.
Might get some new information out of him. Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai.
You put it that way. Still, believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world.
Unprecedented and absurd anymore, like.
Alright then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say, Mr. Tenma Taro. Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortal, for hear them what once you shall.
The ruler of Demon. What a name. Alright.
Barely conscious was moving there in the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai get up. On one side, I, Tenma Taro, ruler of the yokai. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. So, is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes, indeed all was in darkness.
And the part about Tenma Taro and the nine-tailed fox being there?
Yes, that too. Tenma Taro towered overhead, and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold.
Yeah. All animal abuse, Your Honor.
It seems the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy, as if half-dreamt that happenings linger in his mind.
Paulo, maybe I can help here. Really? Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event. Okay. Hope our findings don't come back to haunt us again. Come on, widget. Minigame time. conscious with theme in there. Okay, so he has a sadness. Suddenly 2 yokai didn't care. So there's surprise and sadness. On one side, I, Tomataro, Ruby. Okay, there shouldn't be surprise there because you're Tomataro. And on the other, I'm more angry than mine. Okay, it's weird that he's happy about that.
Got it!
That doesn't make sense for Tomataro to be excited about that. When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well.
Joy? Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence, and then there was light. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket.
A creaking door? Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. So, this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tomataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here?
Take that!
The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur?
Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Tomataro you saw. Most likely a Forbidden Chamber statue.
Why, yes, that would explain it. The darkness and the staff in the demon's grasp.
But even if all that's true, then what with the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things. Just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo. It's entirely possible. In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events.
Misremember, you say? Let me think. Ah, I do believe I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was the amazing Ninetales.
What? The Amazing Ninetales?
At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it. 'Twas the amazing Ninetales who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door.
60% noise. Okay, we're getting close to the truth. I'm sorry I asked. I'm not. So that helps, because this gets at a piece of evidence that was found that we haven't really had a good explanation for yet, which is that the murder victim, who happened to be a wrestler, is the Amazing Ninetales, and he brought his mask with him? So maybe he saw the mayor wearing the mask? The Amazing Ninetales. But that was the victim, Alderman Shuby, right? Yeah, probably opened the Forbidden Chamber. Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that, this is completely new information. Let me enter and run an update. Fairly conscious of things. Okay, sad. Info update. Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tomataro loomed overhead. Okay, sure, here. Suddenly the door is open and a shaft of light pierced the gloom. Surprised and happy. The amazing Ninetales had come to the rescue. Okay, so why are you sad about that? Yeah, that one's also weird, but it's not as weird about the fact that he's experiencing 3 emotions here. Like, it is... So you're asleep in the Forbidden Chamber. You wake up and you're like, oh gosh, giant Tematachi. And then opens up, light, you're like, oh, what the heck? But also, yay, the door's opening. And then here's the amazing Ninetales. Why are you sad about this? Why are you sad about this? But that's weird, right? When the amazing Ninetales opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy, but didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Yes. In the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the fiend's cape of red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness inexplicably washed over me. Okay, we're getting there. There's still a little bit left. A cape of red. Apollo, we reduced the noise level. But there's still a little left. Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Why indeed? Does he normally have a red cape? No, he doesn't, right? Was the cape of red that he is bloodied? What could this mean? I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Yeah, one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. Something this obvious could arise when someone's trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see. Oh, so it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination process. Okay, where are the evidence? Got contradictions. Here comes justice. Ooh, we got like a remix of the it's like almost, it's close to the Pursuit theme, like the beepy background bit. That's true. That's true. The amazing Ninetales have come to the rescue. So, let's see here. So, my first thought is this, maybe. Like, this proves he doesn't wear a cape. I feel like it's probably this, right? Like, just to be like, hey, he doesn't wear a cape, dude. You said the amazing Ninetales cape was red. You sure about that? Yes. Well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but... Mayor Tenma, does this cape look red to you? Oh, that certainly does not look red. Not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my as yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, oh, the amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a cape of red. So you mistook that red something for his cape, huh? Apparently so. And remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me. So the red something probably wasn't the cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been shocking? Huh. I know. Could it have been... Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this? Maybe. That's the only thing that makes sense, I think. Yeah.
Take that!
Did you see his dead body? Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be, Mr. Tenma, that what you saw was the Alderman's blood? Blood? Why, yes, it was blood. Loud noises. It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't the red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the amazing Ninetales. The Alderman bloody body. Oh, so LaBelle was wearing the mask. Right? Does this imply that LaBelle was shirtless?
His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now.
Does this mean the Amazing Ninetales killed Alderman Cupid?
But the Alderman was.
The Amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first.
Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated.
True. But at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber.
Silence!
Don't you think this is strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber. But she said naught about seeing the Amazing Ninetales there. Just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then?
Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistencies between the defense testimony and his daughters?
Yeah, his body was moved. Like, he got hit in the face by the thing moves it. Am I getting it? There he's going. Because Twitch is shit. I have no idea. Do you, King, do you want me to, like, force run an ad break to see if that gets rid of ads for you? Because I can do that if you want. Because normally that's the way it's supposed to work. It's like it runs an ad and then doesn't bother anyone for, like, an hour. Because you should definitely not be getting ad little stream. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Twitch is trying to, like, screw with things, you know, as they like to do. Like ad blockers and those kind of things. Here, let me see if this helps. We'll press the magical 1 minute remaining. And I'll think about this. Can I explain it? Oh, no worries. I mean, I'm waiting for a second here. It stopped. Well, I clicked the run ad button, so it is currently running an ad. So it definitely shouldn't be showing you anything besides possibly an ad for a minute, I guess. But that's going to end in 10 seconds. So. I think I can kind of explain it. Like, his body had to have been moved. But that doesn't explain where LaBelle went. That's the only tricky part. I mean, like, he could have hidden behind the... I don't know. I don't think I can. But I'm going to say yes anyway. Yes, of course I can explain it. If I don't, we're in serious trouble. I'll more your bluffing fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Donald. Drop your head if you care to explain this. Old-fashioned penalty.
Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders.
First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So, let us consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma?
A very good question indeed. I suppose you have an answer for us.
Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. I think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, she did, and the question is, why did she do that?
Well, with the explanation, Mr. Justice. The time for questions is over.
Wait, what color is the hair dye that we... Did he dye his hair black?
The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. Although Jinxie's Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. She has, in fact, misremembered the event. What could have made her do so?
Jinxie was confused. LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. Or she got the runes mixed up. I don't think she got the runes mixed up. But could he have disguised himself as Tenma? So Tenma looks like this, right? So I was thinking maybe LaBelle put on the Nine-Toast mask. Could this fuck make himself look like this guy? I'll try it. It's really the only one that makes sense because I don't really see how we could argue that that it was a different room. So the figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien.
Silence!
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unlike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces.
Maybe the disguise completely hid his face? I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face.
If that was the sort of disguise, would she have removed it?
Oh, right. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Temple.
I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of.
I think I'll pass. Ugh! And then Justice fucking died at the end. You okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I? Well, only a lot fairer than hair all the way. Your baldness, your verdict, if you will.
Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments.
What's he want for me to do? Apollo? What Mr. Wright always says? You're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Turn the case upside down. He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, no hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. Oh. I see. So they're saying that Mayor Tenma had the Tenma Taro mask on? Because there's village superstitions that you can't talk about if you see Tenma Taro. Or that. Or, oh, okay, never mind. This makes more sense. A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He never unmasks himself in front of others. There are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why the masks are more important than the life itself. So he just put on the mask. What about the fact that it was the amazing Nine-Tails who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. These facts turn things around. We got it all backwards. Apollo? I think we might have made a huge mistake.
Your baldness. I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. Never did and they never will. It seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection!
Give me the music. I do have proof. Do you now?
All right. But this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't ruin the costume. Or tell anyone about it in the first place. Also, what the fuck did his eye just do? At the very start of that animation, did his eye do something real weird? These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. Let me say. It's the mask, but...
Take that!
Oh. What absolute claptrap, poppycock, balderdash. We thought the alderman was the amazing Ninetales and the mayor was Tenmataro. That's why we believe the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetales' veil. It was the basic for the prosecution's entire case against our client. Basis, sorry, not basic. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenmataro at all. He was the amazing Ninetales.
What's this?
Best explain yourself, Justice Dodo. From where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie, no doubt, knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetales, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Ninetales she saw about. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise. That's a really funny picture.
Silence!
The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. Little Scap would have seen the difference.
Objection!
Remember, Mr. LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build, too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound...
Silence!
Why did she not pull the mask off?
Objection!
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room.
And by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already.
First, Miss LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and the alderman were talking. I suspect he brought some coffee at least as some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, that's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged into the forbidden chamber. Then he returned to the fox chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetales mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then, the person who said, "I killed Alderman QB" was... Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence!
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your
Objection!
jabbering. No, you twisted samurai. This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. I do like it when the defense attorneys actually have a spine against the prosecutors. That's always nice. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the forbidden chamber. So we could drag the mayor back out of the fox chamber. Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was... Right. It was LaBelle opening the forbidden chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the forbidden chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenmataro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the fox chamber.
I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense.
Then, after dragging the mayor back into the fox chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw a mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence!
This absurd theory to work, it requires the defendant be the amazing Ninetales. Although he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetales is preposterous.
Objection!
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetales.
Ugh. This is madness. No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot.
No one, except the killer, is insane as his plot. And I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal, it is at your own peril that you forget who I am.
Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you?
Hey.
Oh, you have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the amazing
Objection!
Ninetales. What do you mean? Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet? But that's just... And even if he did admit to this nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Temotaro right here and now. What?
Why, you would dare reveal the secret?
Oh, my good friend, the alderman told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. Look at the superstitions, now would it? The truth behind Temotaro? What's he talking about? So go ahead, say it. Say, I am the amazing Ninetales. I dare you.
Objection!
Wait, will somebody please explain what's going on here? Mayor Tenma would do anything to keep the truth behind Temotaro's secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. And if the mayor admits to being the amazing Ninetales to expose the truth. Right, I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up. So what now, Justice Dono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless. Apollo, don't you dare give up now. I know. Your Honor, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case.
You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the amazing Ninetales or not?
Just have to confess. Just, like, put a gag into LaBelle's mouth. He'll probably like it, and the other guy can confess without anything bad happening. The amazing Ninetales' true identity is not an offender. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Temotaro right here and now. And that will bring ruin upon Ninetales mayor. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Talk about out of the pot into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure.
Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense is much of a case here.
Ooh. And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB was the amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start. So if you don't have any proof that the mayor's the amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, LaBelle's going to expose the secret behind Temotaro.
close, I know it. Alright. There's not a lot to cross-examine here, honestly.
Hold it!
We'll just press. See if something sticks. This whole case only makes sense of the Mayor's the Amazing Ninetales. I know you used this mask to create this illusion of a lost.
Silence!
Nothing more than idle speculation. You have no evidence now.
Objection!
Mr. LaBelle knows what the statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox chamber while it was still locked. Sorry, but I heard about the statue from Alderman QB. If you don't believe me, just ask him. Oh, the Alderman's dead. Looks like the joke's on you, my sweetie little fiend.
Paolo, you mind if I wring his neck?
Wait in line, because I'm doing first. Tempo. Anyway.
Hold it!
The only nonsense here in this court is you and your assertions. Such anger is terrible to the skin. Beauty is like a flower that blooms from forth from a serene heart. Excuse me. I expect a walking, a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps this fragrance will have to blossom with a new bloom. You liked that, didn't you? Enough jabbering about blossoms and whatnot. Get on with your testimony before I slice you in a bouquet of cut flowers. Oh dear, please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion about wilted attorney here is utter nonsense.
Hold it!
You'd be arrested, wouldn't you? Yes, it's true. I would be sacrificed upon the altar of justice despite my innocence. But what a terrible loss that'll be for the future of humankind's cosmetic needs. It is a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand.
Silence!
Terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless. You would avert the tragedy awaiting you in that vexing massage of yours then. Yes, I know. Go on with my testimony. Anyhow, suffice to say, should the mayor admit to the defense's nonsense, I'll make good on my threat. I'm surprised we haven't had any bank.
Hold it!
This part of the trial yet. And just how did you learn this so-called truth behind Temataro? Alderman QB told me all about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Temataro. We share secrets like how you must well. Because of the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated so much he shared the secrets with me. The secrets he's talking about are the, that hidden scorn. Except we don't have... Oh, because didn't he burn it or something? He threatening the Alderman in addition to the mayor? That's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber. Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Temataro.
Hold it!
Do not gaze upon Temataro until others have seen. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly. Telling others what Temataro looks like will reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. And ruin coming to the village if you free him. Is that a warning not to expose the truth? Bingo. That truth is, Temataro is a great, greed-inspiring fortune. What? And that truth is, Temataro is a great, greed-inspiring fortune. This is the whole Battle of the Ninetales Vale is all about. Temataro is a fortune. Let's think of it.
Only that's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. So there's an amazing treasure in there.
Temataro actually be Forbidden Chamber treasure? Many of the villagers that Temetaros are terrifying yokai who has scared them away from the forbidden chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time. Well. It seems our ace attorney has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself for as long as Temataro exists. That's why the secret must be protected. As long as Temataro exists, huh? Miss LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. That's weird. Are we just gonna say like he doesn't? Why are we adding that?
Hold it!
So in other words, tragedy wouldn't occur at all if there were no Tematara. Yes, I suppose so, but that's wishful. Well, we know that it doesn't exist because the Grandpappy stole it. Mrs. LaBelle? Yes? As long as Tematara exists, huh? How's the mayor supposed to mention a secret identity now? We have to find a way to make him say it or our entire case unravels. Okay, hold on. Well, we know what to use here then. Alright, ready? Here we go. No, it's not that the statue crumbled. Filch's grandfather stole the treasure back in his day. And his grandfather always leaves these silly little statues there. And one of these was inside of the statue, like, place where the treasure would be.
Objection!
Miss LaBelle, what if Tematar no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? If Tematar no longer existed? What on earth are you talking about? Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tematar no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the forbidden chamber, there wasn't any treasure there. Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place. Sorry, but I have proof that Tematar no longer exists. Take a look at this figure. What do we have here? Looks like some sort of creature. We found this in the forbidden chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave him at the scene of his crimes. Are you suggesting that the Temataro has been stolen? Yep. Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit. And by that hideous moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less. Ooh! My beautiful golden Temataro was... The greed inspired by Temataro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma? The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the old one revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenmataru. For he said to me, the gold ingot was gone. The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Temataru's true form? Recall, if you will, the scroll in the forbidden chamber. Tenmataro is a yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetales Vale. In return for that gold my ancestor did receive from Ninetales Vale, land that would become Tenma Town. But drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village. A curse of greed. Thus it was that the yokai Tenma came to be. So Tenma Tower and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales that scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tenma Tower made quite the mess of things. Yes, indeed. For there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold. Well, you know what they say. Love of money is the root of all evil. My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetales Vale. A thing so terrible that Tenmataro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence.
Tenma Town would never seek to take over Ninetales Vale in a merger. Oh, my. That's quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenma Town no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? No, don't do it. Please, no. Begone, you demented demon. Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai. The amazing Ninetales is indeed me. And that means, Jinxie. Yeah. The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox's chamber. Was he wearing the amazing Ninetales mask?
That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman QB that day, so it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it?
It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman. Goldberg missions have less elaborate steps than LaBelle schemes. You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Ka, 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 ka. The true facts behind this case have come to the light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman, but Florent LaBelle did. How dare you, peasant! No!
Silence!
Oh, fuck off, Blackwell. We're done. Come on. Justice done out. You should have at least had a real blade in your hands if you desired to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor sharp blade that cuts through bones as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses. A dull blade incapable of cutting a cake. He has you there, Mr. Justin. What the fuck are you guys talking about? We have a very good argument right now. Madness. It's always funny to me how, like, dogs enjoy being, like, poked like that. Like, you just rest your feet against them and, like, bop them around a little bit, and they're just happy for the attention, I guess. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law. But that's right. Let's see some evidence. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword, you will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift-bladed judgment. Now present your conclusive evidence. Or don't you have any? I don't know. Probably. Anything conclusive? I don't know. Do I? I feel like all the shit that we've thrown together so far has been pretty damn good. The statue is what LaBelle hit Alderman over the head with it. I don't think I have anything conclusive. Must be something I was gonna present. Don't come up now, Apollo. Let's try reviewing the case again. I'm fine. I'm fine. Here's why I can't go out now. This whole trial would have been for nothing. I
I know there has to be some conclusive evidence somewhere. What is this? Let's review the facts. The most damning evidence of the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because of the Amazing Ninetales. As we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales is really Mayor Tengu. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetales clutch the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts we revealed. Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence of the scene of the crime. But he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? This had Filch's handprints on it, so it's not that. I mean, this was found on the riverside. It has white hair inside. It has white hair inside. What color was LaBelle's hair at the time? The Amazing Knives of Mask. It was found outside. Oh, watch this thing. What sort of clue does that mask hold? White hair. And what about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? It's gotta be Florent LaBelle. The white hair's LaBelle's. That's what I call conclusive evidence. Yeah, but do we know that his hair was white that day?
Well, Mr. Augustus, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court?
Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will.
That mask? How is that conclusive evidence?
It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex QB.
Yes, but the Amazing Ninetales, as we know now, is Mayor Tenma, so...
That is correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle. What are you talking about? I never had hideous white hair like that.
Silence!
Hopefully that's what Black Hole says.
It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type. He's busy being one ludicrously gouge color.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Blackwell. It's you who has made a fatal error. Remember where this mask was found? It washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles. Okay, so... Oh, right, because it washes out with water, right? Right. Where's the thing that says that? This.
Take that!
That's...
What is that?
This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the Amazing Ninetales fox washed up along the side of the village river with white hair inside of it.
What's this? Are you saying that Preen Peacock's hair color is...
That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expose. The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it. We both know we'll get a match. There we go. There's your evidence. Admit it. Florent LaBelle, you are the one who killed Alderman Rex QB.
How dare you! Oh, you profane my beauty. I'm gonna stare at you like I did something wrong.
Holy shit, that face. Oh god, all his makeup's gonna come off. Oh no. I don't know if I want to see what he looks. Oh, there he is. Like a bug on a rose on a rose. Hello. This is LaBelle. Oh, project is off. This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired. You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello? This is LaBelle. Oh, there's a stratospheric damages claim against me. $100 million. I'm finished. Washed up. Stick a fork in me. I'm done.
Well, it's a good thing they televise these court cases. Imposters. Blackwood defeated. Yes.
Order. Order in the court.
That is funny. It does explain how he can change his hair to all those fun colors. If the base is white and it all washes out with water, that makes it easy, right?
Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright.
Wait, that was a compliment, right?
Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Flora LaBelle?
The face man is withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the action of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the golden gate known as Tenma Taro. However, if you are allowed in the manner due to its cultural ties to Ninetales Vale, LaBelle set in motion plans to gain access to the man and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the amazing Ninetales saw those plans come to a halt. And thus, LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma.
I see. What I still can't comprehend is why he would go after the gold in the first place. Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who's in need of financial aid.
LaBelle had his past well. Much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such ferocity. Too bad for him someone else had gotten to it first anyway.
I see. Very well then. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant Damien Tenma not guilty.
Confetti! Yay! Ha ha ha. You can stop pretending to be a yokai now. It's not needed anymore.
Court is adjourned.
Well, if you're lucky, we'll get to see Phoenix during the wrap-up here. There he is. That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tenma Taro from Ninetales Vale like you were some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman, then died from the counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the argument. I was wondering about that too, but I have a hunch LaBelle was buying his time. He was planning on exposing the Amazing Ninetales' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the Amazing Ninetales. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the Amazing Ninetales was just killed, he'd die a hero. If it was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then, when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure. What an insanely intricate plot.
Ha 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 ha. A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval.
Why are you acting like Tenma Taro again? this be of no concern to you?
How could it not be?
Temotaro, be gone!
Yeah. Jinxie. Seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back.
Yes. It would seem Tenmotaro is no match for you. Ha.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Yay! She's probably not going to stop slapping things on people's faces, but you know. Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling?
This is all thanks to you. Too bad the Amazing Ninetales have to retire, though.
Aw, how come?
Once everyone hears on the Amazing Ninetales, my fan base will nosedive. After all, not the most popular of people are the reason for my secret identity. I don't see how they possibly continue.
I think you misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Hey, now that you mention it, what's all that noise up there?
A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. They just want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask, and to the route for your return to the wrestling ring.
But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes.
The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Sure how cool you really are.
Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
Jinxie.
Here, I think you'll be needing this. My attorney's badge.
Take that!
Take this evidence.
Thank you. Now if you'll excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting.
Get out there, dude. Oh yeah,
Drip.
Ninetales Vale forever!
I'll go use this one. I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and Ninetales Vale. Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer slash killers behind bars and the murders is no longer an issue. Plus, the amazing Ninetales lobby is still a hit. And I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too. It's all because we believed in our client. Just like you said. Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. Sounds good. I'm so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo. Or you might have to start looking up at me. Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time. The only direction you'll grow is sideways. Well, don't be rude. She's 18, we are... I think we're 23. But we're not into this thing. Very funny. But I've got a hollow leg. Give me as much as I want without gaining an ounce. Really? I can't wait to see this. Calories? Huh. Just let them try to stick on me. Alright, I'm ready to. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. O'Doon's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with this. Let's go. I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Oh, what are we waiting for? The news are on me today. I expect some serious eating from you two. Thanks, boss. I won't let you down. Jamie has no idea what she's getting into. This O'Doon's noodles are so hot and salty. Too cold. You guys want some hot and saucy noodles? I don't know why I'm suddenly saying hot that way. Hot. That was our first case together. I felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seems so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that had been lurking all along. Ooh. Right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at the Tengu Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. Seriously, the text in this game is strangely slow sometimes, and you can't speed it up. It's really annoying. End. Yeah, the Dark Age of the Law. They've referred to this a couple times. That like apparently the courtroom's just become garbage or something. Which I mean, they've been kangaroo this entire series. So Turnabout Academy. Interesting. Continue on to the next episode. No, we're not going to do the next episode. We can watch the opening cutscene though if we want. We'll watch the opening cutscene, but I'm not doing any more of that.
Themis Legal Academy.
Themis.
A prestigious high school with alumni in the highest echelons of the legal world.
Someone killed the gym teacher. Three people killed the gym teacher? Cool story. Back to the menu. Nope. We'll watch it again next time. Alright. Let's change the costumes. Alright, buddy. Get into your cool new suit. And you can go back to your default. You know, we are going to do the Themis Academy, but you've been in that the whole time, so we'll put you back to default with you. I know it makes sense that they don't change the face at all, but it'd be kind of funny if he like died younger. Alright, well anyway. I'm gonna call that good for now. So that's it for that. So normally this is when I would say Wednesday will be the next Ace Attorney case. Or we'll start the next Ace Attorney case on Wednesday, but I'm not gonna lie, doing the first 4 episodes, or the first game, those 4 episodes, and then these 2, I'm feeling a little bit burnt out on the Ace Attorney stuff, just a little bit, and I don't think it was the first game's fault. I'm thinking it's the second game's fault a little bit, because it is so streamlined. Like the examine portions are only during the crime scene stuff, and then the way you move around between locations is just like that super duper simple list in that menu, and there's not really a lot going on there as opposed to all the other games where there's, you know, a bit more going on. And it's weird because like examining everything in a room and reading all the flavor text is just like padding, filler, amusing stuff, like character moments and those things. So you would think that not having it is fine and like would be good because like, oh cool, I'll get through the game faster. But it doesn't let anything let up, I suppose. And the last 2 cases so far, Duel Destinies has just been very easy, relatively speaking, I guess. And I don't know, it's a little bit odd. So I've been thinking about it since like probably like midway through the first case, I think, in Duel Destinies, that like it's just not clicking as well as the other Ace Attorney games did. And I don't think it's necessarily the 3D's fault, because I like the additional like idle animations that they have as the 3D characters and everything, and they are definitely more expressive to some extent, or at least expressive in a different way. And I really enjoyed the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which was all 3D as well, except that, you know, it wasn't 3D on top of 2D backgrounds. It was 3D for real. So I don't know, maybe it's just like this weird 2.5D is also contributing to it. But so I'm not going to say that I'm going to start the next case on Wednesday, because depending on how I feel on Wednesday, I might just play a different game for a little bit, take a little break. I'm still going to play After Image, the Metroidvania that I've been playing, so I'll play that tomorrow. But I don't know. I kind of want to play something different for a little bit. I don't know what yet, but I kind of just want to break from the Ace Attorney stuff for a little while. But I'll get back to it. I will get back to it. So anyway, I hope you all have a good rest of your night. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. I'm gonna get going now though. But have a good time, and I will chat with you all later on. So bye for now, and have a good one. See ya.